welcome to Roosevelt Field. I'm Eric Halverson here with you tonight with Brian Weber. And tonight we have a premier matchup with CB West coming into Norristown. How does the weather look tonight, Brian?
Well, it's a bit chilly, and you'll find a few balls being dropped that should be caught, but it's just all a factor of the weather.
And the field is pretty wet tonight because we've had rain all week. So you might see some slippery balls. You might see some would-be tacklers slip in the mud.
If you're a farmer, the rain is good, but as a football player, you just don't like it.
Okay, right now they're going over the seniors on the team who will be playing their last game here at Roosevelt Field tonight, I believe.
And we'll miss them.
Indeed, that's a heck of a group. And they've really contributed to the success of Norristown this season.
Those juniors are going to have some gaps to fill.
Oh, I'll say. Norristown on the year is 7-2-1. CB West 6-2-1. The captains for Norristown will be John Ruttman, Mike Evans, Dave Latanzi, and Marcus Smith. And the captains for CB West are George Gilbert, Thad Brennan, and John Jones. And here's the coin toss. Norristown to receive.
Get that offense on the ground early.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
A lot of these seniors pumped up because, of course, it is their last game in Roosevelt Field.
And they are pumped up to beat CB West because they have not beaten them since the series started in 1986.
And that's quite a long time.
And these seniors, they may have seen that win. They may have been here to see it, but I don't think any of them played in it.
Probably not.
So they must be pumped up for tonight's game after getting beaten every year they were on the squad.
They were probably watching as some of the sophomores are tonight.
Okay, Ruttman and Ramsey back to receive this punt. Pardon me, kickoff. Oh, and I was speaking to Ruttman before the game. He gave me a bit of a prediction. He said he was going to run back the kickoff for a touchdown. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know if he meant the opening kickoff or not, but he's got his chance right now.
That's a tough one to live up to, but if it's Johnny Ruttman, he's one of those guys who can do it.
Okay, kicking will be Chris Warren for the Central Bucks West. There's the kick. It's low, picked up by Ramsey. He's brought down at the 25-yard line.
Made a slow move to the outside.
Didn't get much blocking.
First quarter, 1st and 10 for the Eagles on their first possession of the day. And, of course, the first possession of the day.
Okay, Sessa receives the snap and fakes the handoff, rolls out, tries to pass to, it's picked off. No.
Yes,
no, that is intercepted. I believe he was going to...
Chris Fassbender.
I believe he was going to Marcus Smith on that, and it was a tough deflection.
It was tipped up, and Fassbender just came down with it.
That's not one of those interceptions that you gotta feel sorry about. It's just a bad luck one.
It looked like a rather safe pass the way it was set up.
And it wasn't a bad pass either. He probably could have caught that. All right, quarterbacking for Central Bucks West will be Greg Moylan.
Gilbert in motion.
Looked like a bit of
fumble.
Movement, and there's a fumble. He fumbled the snap. Picked up by number 21. George Gilbert, who
And-
ended up turning it into a 6-yard gain.
Jeff Thomas ended up helping bringing him down.
Mike Evans also helped on the stop. It'll be about 2nd and 3. 2nd and 4.
Tough luck.
And we almost saw another turnover in the first 2 plays of the game.
And that'll go back to the cold weather.
Moylan sets. And he handed it off up the middle
Close to the first
for
down.
number 34, Jack Lockery.
That'll be really close. First down.
Give him the first down.
Well, 10:04 to go in the first quarter. CB West has a big guy wearing number 66. That's John Jones. You'll see him on the offensive line.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 250.
Timeout called for CB West.
That's an odd timeout.
I can't imagine why would they call one here?
Especially not on 1st and 10. I don't think it would be strategy. But nonetheless, they called it.
The last thing you want is for your offense to cool down, but they haven't really gotten warmed up, so I don't think that's a factor.
Other cheerleaders.
There's the CB West cheerleaders. Fine group of girls.
Lord knows why they're cheering on this half of the crowd.
I do not know. But then again, I'm not the Lord. Anyway, game is about to resume. CB West has the ball at about the 24. It's
Pitch to Gilbert, I believe.
indeed. But it was stopped by de Blasio and Marcus Smith. It will be 2nd and 11.
Do we look for a pass here, Eric?
I believe you should. You got to pick up some of that yardage, but they do have a good rushing attack. They have one man split wide to the left.
That's Chris Warren.
I say you look for a run. Should play conservative, especially down this end of the field, but he's rolling out to pass. He gets hit hard and throws into no man's land.
That was thrown towards Sonsini, who went in motion on the play, but that was way low.
Good pressure applied by Craig Jones and Chad Ocknick.
It's no exaggeration when you say CB West has a big offensive line, because that they do.
Certainly not. Certainly no exaggeration. CB West, by the way, last week dominated Penridge. 54-7 was the final, but the fact of the matter was they only gave up 5 first downs to Penridge.
That's a big stat.
Okay. Moylan sets on 3rd and 11. Throws over the middle. Almost.
Tipped away by Jones.
Almost picked off by Jones.
Moving one way and reaching out his hand to the other just to get a piece of that. Otherwise, it's caught at the 15. It's going to be 4th and 11 for CB West with 9:03 to go in the first quarter.
Another timeout for CB West.
By golly. Couldn't imagine what they're doing.
I'm not exactly sure.
These plays don't look like they require a great deal of thought either that they'd be.
Plus, it's 4th and 11 now. I mean, there's no real option here except for do you punt it or do you kick a field goal? But that shouldn't require a timeout to think about.
Certainly not.
All right. We're going to attempt a field goal. It'll be about a 42-yarder.
Looks like Corey Clough gonna kick it.
Yeah, Corey Clough. There's the snap. It's up.
Oh.
It's got the distance. Oh, just short.
Oh,
just
boy.
short.
That was a really nice kick. He's spread all the way to the right on that, and he's got to kick it across the field.
Yeah, he split the uprights all right. It was just I'd say about 3 or 4 feet short.
If the snap came from the middle of the field, he probably would have made that.
Maybe. Okay, so Norristown repossesses the ball at the 20.
Ramsey wide left.
Sessa takes the snap, gives it to Ruttman, who breaks a couple of tackles on his way to the 23.
He moved right past Connolly on that.
That was a tough 3 yards. Ruttman, by the way, has 719 yards rushing on the year and just 118 carries, an average of 6.1.
Talking about big numbers.
Yeah, I'll say.
From a little guy.
He's little in body, but not in spirit. And certainly not in muscles, rather.
Certainly.
Once again, a Ruttman up the middle. He's got a lot of room.
Look at him go!
Down the sideline.
My
He's
God!
going all the way. No, he's pulled down at the 35. Woo-wee! Big pickup on that one. That's about a 50-yard gain.
Speak of the devil, or the saint, that is.
Yep.
Ruttman has gotten a big deal of those 1,900 yards running around the ends on those particular plays.
So about a 42-yard pickup for Ruttman. All of a sudden, the Eagles are in position to run a few more plays and maybe get a field goal or a touchdown.
De Blasio in motion.
Handoff is to Smith up the middle, and he's pushed down by number 40, Brian Connolly. Pickup of 2 or 3.
Connolly's getting dirty in there. I've seen him on a few plays. An Eagle is down. That looks like Marcus Smith, and he is in pain.
Yeah, he's rising. And there's the Eagles' fine squad of cheerleaders.
And you gotta admire them for standing out there in those skirts on such a cold night.
Yeah, that's one aspect we don't think of too often.
Wouldn't find me doing that.
I'm sure we wouldn't. And I bet that Eagle is nice and warm out there. There's the band. Heck of a band this year they got. So, 7:59 to go in the first quarter. Scores still scoreless here. 2nd and 7 for the Eagles.
Smith limps off the field there at the end. He made it pretty well halfway through, but now he's going to sit down on the bench. Is he? No.
He's checking out his ankle, it seems. Taking off his shoe.
Fixing the shoelaces, but now back to the game.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Ramsey wide left.
And Sessa hands it off to Ruttman on a sweep. He's brought down in the backfield.
CB West was prepared to have 2 men on Ramsey that time, but of course they didn't need him.
That was Dave Binder catching him in the backfield. And he lost 3. So he went out and lost the 3 that Smith picked up. Blocking wasn't there that time, however.
Speaking of Smith, he's now laying down on the bench, having that left foot massaged.
Sessa dropping back to pass.
Oh.
He throws a bomb. Oh, and it's just over the head of Steve de Blasio.
Tony Pagano was out there covering. It'll be 4th and 10 for the Eagles. 7:01 to go in the first quarter.
And it looks like they're out of field goal range.
Yeah, they're going to punt this one away.
Yep. At their own, at CB West 36. And it'll be Priest Ramsey to punt. Back to receive for CB West is number 40, Brian Connolly.
High punt.
It's a beaut. Takes a bounce at the 20, and Norristown downs it at about the 13.
It dipped just inside the 15.
Good Eagle bounce.
I'll say.
And CB West has tough field position to deal with, and it's all due to Ruttman's 40-some yard run.
Ruttman really knows how to turn that on. He has some speed.
Yeah, he broke through the middle and found his way to the outside where he simply outran guys. Okay, Moylan is trying to steer CB West down the field. And he pitches it outside.
A big scrum.
Didn't pick up many.
Good defense.
Yep, that was to George Gilbert. Good rush defense.
Gilbert hasn't gotten anything going yet.
By the way, Norristown has given up 1,009 rushing yards this year, which is very, very good as compared to the other teams in the area.
But perhaps susceptible to the pass.
Yeah, just a bit. Their pass defense has given up almost 700 yards on the season.
Stuffed up in the middle again.
Yep. That handoff once again went to George Gilbert.
It's going to be 3rd and 8. The Eagles are just all converging in that area. 3rd and 9. No?
5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
3rd and 6, we'll call it.
That'll be 3rd and 4. Good guesses, though. Better luck next time.
Thank you.
Okay, Moylan pitches to Gilbert again, and he has the first down here.
Nice cut. A nice cut there
He
by
certainly
Mr. Gilbert.
had to be brought down by the shoestrings by number 1, Jeff Thomas.
Good offensive line procedure. They just pushed all the Eagles off of the ball and just slaying it up that left side.
Gilbert ended up getting out to the 29-yard line.
Meanwhile, Marcus Smith is still being attended to on the bench.
Yep, that left ankle, it seems.
He's going to come back in.
Oh, you think?
No way, no how they're doing all this work for, if he's not coming back in. That's my opinion.
Okay, Moylan handing off on a little draw play up the middle.
Sonsini.
Beautiful run. Yeah, Sonsini,
The little
wingback,
guy.
almost picks up the first down. He's 5'7", 120, a sophomore.
He just squeamed himself inside there.
Was a nice, well-designed play, though. Priest Ramsey in on the stop.
Back to Marcus Smith. With a running back like Ruttman, you're not going to force a guy like that to come back into the game until he's near 100%. They measure. First down.
There's another look at those cheerleaders. Our cameraman's having a ball.
Play
Okay.
resumes.
Back to the action. Moylan gives up the middle to a fullback type runner. That looked like number 84.
Lane Shearing. Shearing, I believe.
Yes. But he picked up 8 on the play. Norristown doesn't look too effective against the rush thus far.
Well, they stopped a few, but up to this point, CB West has moved up to midfield by way of the run.
I tell you, it's got to be that large offensive line that's propelling them.
It's just gotta.
All right, Moylan once again gives to number 84.
First down, CB West.
Pardon. A first down by number 34, Jack Lockery. Lockery on those.
He carried on the last run as well.
Okay, the ball is now at about the 47 of Norristown. Impressive drive by CB West. Giving up the middle.
Stuffed.
Yeah, he was stopped. Good D by Mike Evans. And Darrell Bailey.
It's become apparent thus far, if the Eagles are going to stop the run, they're going to stop it at the line of scrimmage. And if they're not, the running back's going to gain about 10. They're not giving up any 5-yard gains.
Yep, it's hit or miss.
Yep, that's how it works thus far.
Oh, Moylan looking to pass. He's got some time. Rolls out. Throws.
It was batted by Craig Jones, who got air under his feet. And by golly, he knocked that one right into the CB West bench area.
Excellent defensive play. Moylan hasn't had much time to pass, nor have his receivers been open thus far.
Good coverage by the Eagles.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 3rd and 11. Eagles got to stop him here. That looked like a fumbled snap.
It's going to be 4th down.
Certainly is.
The punting crew comes on for CB West. They're not going to try one from this far.
Oh, of course not. That's at the 49 of CB West. And punting is number 20 for Chris Warren. Back for Norristown. De Blasio and Ramsey. Goes to Ramsey, who picks it out of the hands of de Blasio just about. And he gets decked at the 24. Good tackle by Adam Sanuti.
Ramsey slipped there as he's picking the mud out of his cleats at the moment.
Yeah, you can see the field is wet tonight. Which is perhaps why the running backs are either picking up no gain or 10.
That's a good point.
If you run right into him, you're not going to get anything. But if you elude one, you're going to get past a bunch of the slippery defensive backs.
And how?
Hand off to Ruttman, and he gets back. He gets by a few of them, rather.
He gained about 9 there.
Yeah. And he's really picking up the yardage.
That was through the middle. He just walks by 1, 2, 3, and 4. He just...
I'll say. And
never ceases to amaze me what this guy can do.
My unofficial stats have him at 51 yards rushing tonight.
Ramsey wide left.
Sessa gives to Smith up the middle, and your prediction is right. He's back out there.
For a 1st down.
Takes a gang of them to haul him down. The initial hit was made by Thad Brennan.
It is a nippy night.
I'll say.
Of course, that first pass thrown by Norristown was picked off.
And that could have been, and that was off the fingertips of Smith.
And if it weren't for Ruttman with that long run, the Eagles could be pinned in as we speak.
Or they could be down in terms of the score. But it's 0-0. Ruttman taking up the middle.
Oh.
Hit hard by number 43.
Fassbender again.
Chris Fassbender.
He's making more stops than a car on the expressway during rush hour.
Ho-ho!
And that will conclude the first quarter. We're scoreless in Roosevelt Field.
A heck of an analogy to conclude the first. I think we'll be seeing more of those out of our fine color man, Brian Weber, as the night goes on.